Welcome back to Giant Redwood, where machines roar, steel bites, and forests transform. From chainsaws to grinders and colossal log haulers, every second here is pure heavy-duty power. Stay tuned, the action starts right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Giant Redwood. How's your day going? I hope everything's been going great for you. Before we dive into the action, I just want to take a moment to check in with you. What kind of machines do you enjoy watching the most here on the channel? Are you into the raw power of chainsaws, the unstoppable strength of wood grinders, or the massive trucks hauling logs through the forest? Your comments really help me decide what to bring you more of in future videos. So let me know down below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're excited for today's video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I always enjoy hearing from you, and your interaction helps this channel grow stronger every day. Now, let's fire up the machines and get started. The forest is silent for a moment, then the steel chainsaw comes alive with a sharp growl. The chain spins around the bar at lightning speed, each tooth ready to bite deep into the wood. That first cut always feels powerful. The bar slides in, and sawdust bursts into the air like sparks. The operator moves with confidence, cutting through a thick hardwood log. The engine holds steady, never bogging down, even under pressure. This is where steel shows its reputation: torque and high RPM working together for relentless performance. Watch how easily the saw transitions between tasks. Branches are cleared quickly in limbing cuts. Then, with a steady grip, the operator bucks the trunk into sections. Each piece falls neatly to the ground, ready for stacking. The lightweight frame and anti-vibration system make every motion precise, even after minutes of non-stop cutting. Safety and control are always part of the design. Quick-stop chain brakes can halt the chain instantly. Ergonomic grips keep the operator steady at all angles. Every feature of the saw allows longer work, smoother handling, and greater trust in every cut. By the end of just a few minutes, the results are clear. A tree transformed into manageable logs, branches cleared, and the forest floor organized. All of it achieved through the raw power and engineering of a steel chainsaw. It's more than a tool, it's a trusted partner built for endurance, speed, and absolute precision. The industrial sawmill comes to life with the roar of engines and the thunder of steel. Massive conveyors roll forward as whole logs, freshly dragged from the forest, are fed into the machine. Hydraulic clamps grip each trunk with precision, holding it steady for the first cut. Then the blades engage. Circular saws as tall as a man spin at incredible speed, biting into the raw timber with a scream of steel against wood. Bark flies, sawdust clouds the air, and in seconds the irregular shape of a log is squared into sharp beams. This is the first step in turning a tree into usable lumber. The process doesn't stop there. Bandsaws and multi-blade systems slice those beams into planks of uniform size. Laser guides project red lines onto the wood, ensuring every cut is exact. Computers optimize the process in real time, minimizing waste and maximizing yield. Every piece of wood has a purpose, nothing is left behind. Conveyors carry the finished planks further down the line, where edges are trimmed and boards are sorted by size and grade. Sawdust is sucked away into silos for pellet fuel. Bark is stripped and collected for mulch. Even the smallest scraps are chipped for paper production. The sawmill is more than a machine, it's a complete system that turns raw nature into materials that build homes, furniture, and cities. After just a few minutes, the transformation is staggering. What entered as rough logs now leaves as refined stacks of lumber, bundled and ready for shipping. The industrial sawmill is a symbol of power, precision, and efficiency, proof that with the right engineering, even the largest trees can be reshaped into the backbone of modern life. The sawmill floor never really rests. Even after the main boards are cut, dried, and planed, a final stage ensures that every product meets strict quality standards. Workers and automated scanners double-check dimensions, surface smoothness, and grading marks. High-value lumber is wrapped in protective plastic, while structural beams are strapped into bundles, ready for shipment. At the same time, logistics teams coordinate with transport trucks waiting outside. Forklifts load trailers with precision, balancing the stacks to ensure safe travel. Within hours, what started as rough forest logs has become finished products heading toward factories, workshops, and construction sites. This is where the story of the sawmill comes full circle, a seamless flow of energy and engineering that transforms nature's raw strength into the materials that shape our world. From the roar of the blades to the hum of loaded trucks driving away, every stage shows the impact of machines working with precision and purpose. The grinder roars to life, its massive drum spinning with unstoppable force. Whole logs, branches, and root clusters are pushed toward the infeed, where a powerful hydraulic roller sees them like jaws. With a deep growl, the drum begins its work. Steel teeth slam into the wood, splintering and shredding it into fine fragments. From the very first cut, the transformation is dramatic. What once stood as solid timber is reduced to sawdust in seconds. Chips and fibers burst outward, carried up conveyors and shot through discharge chutes in a steady stream. Each load fills trailers with material that looks nothing like the original logs, proof of the grinder's raw power. Minute after minute, the machine handles bulk after bulk. Uneven branches, twisted offcuts, even whole stumps vanish into its spinning drum. Nothing is too difficult. The twin shafts and rotating drum crush everything in their path. Operators feed material continuously, while sensors adjust the speed to keep the system smooth and prevent overload. Efficiency is everything here. Unlike simple chippers, This grinder doesn't just break wood into chips, it pulverizes it. Adjustable screens control the final particle size, producing material suitable for biomass fuel, animal bedding, or composite board production. One setting makes coarse mulch, another creates fine sawdust ready for pellet plants. Inside the drum, hardened steel hammers strike relentlessly. The wear-resistant design means hours of non-stop operation with minimal downtime. Cooling systems keep temperatures stable, and easy-access maintenance doors allow quick blade changes when needed. Everything about the grinder is built for heavy-duty, long-shift performance. The scale of production is staggering. In less than 10 minutes, entire truckloads of timber are processed. Conveyors hum as mountains of sawdust rise, loaders move in to carry the output away, and trucks line up to haul the material to its next destination. The once chaotic piles of wood waste are now uniform, valuable resources ready for industry. But beyond the power, there's purpose. By grinding wood into sawdust, this machine supports renewable energy and sustainable practices. Instead of burning waste piles or letting material rot, forestry operations turn leftovers into biomass fuel. Power plants use it to generate electricity. Pellet factories press it into clean, efficient heating fuel. Furniture and board manufacturers blend it into particle board and MDF. Every output finds a new use. As the grinder continues, the scene is relentless. Logs disappearing, sawdust pouring, trucks filling, and the machine's engine never slowing. It's a perfect example of how engineering can turn waste into wealth, raw wood into refined material with endless applications. After 10 minutes, the difference is clear. Where there were once tangled piles of logs and branches, now stand neat rows of trailers loaded with sawdust. The grinder has done its work fast, powerful, and precise. And tomorrow, it will do it all again. This is the power of the wood grinder, not just breaking down timber, but reshaping the entire cycle of forestry into something cleaner, faster, and more sustainable. The grinder continues its relentless pace, chewing through piles of logs and forestry residue. Each rotation of the drum is a strike of engineered precision, teeth tearing through fibers, reducing even the toughest hardwoods to consistent sawdust. It's not only about speed, but about control. Operators adjust the feed system in real time, matching the density of the incoming wood to maintain steady output. As the shift stretches on, the scale of production becomes clear. Truck after truck is filled with sawdust, each load weighing several tons. Biomass plants schedule deliveries to burn this material as renewable energy, replacing fossil fuels. The sawdust that once would have been discarded now powers entire towns with electricity. In another corner of the industry, the same product is pressed into fuel pellets, compacted under pressure until they burn hotter and cleaner than traditional firewood. The grinder is also a solution to one of forestry's biggest problems: stumps and roots. Normally, these are expensive and time-consuming to remove. But with its dual-shaft design, the machine tears through gnarled root balls, transforming them into chips and sawdust like any other log. This turns a disposal problem into a valuable resource stream. Noise and vibration are part of the spectacle, but inside the cab the operator works in comfort. Soundproof glass, climate control, and electronic controls reduce fatigue over long hours. The display panel provides live data on drum speed, fuel use, and output quality. It's a striking contrast. Outside, a storm of noise and destruction. Inside, a calm, precise workstation where one operator directs thousands of horsepower. Beyond energy, the applications stretch further. Particle board factories depend on sawdust for MDF and chipboard production. Farms use the material for animal bedding, absorbing moisture and reducing waste. Even landscapers make use of coarse grindings for mulch. With a single machine, entire industries are supplied. After hours of grinding, the efficiency is obvious. Piles of waste timber that once clogged the forest floor have vanished. In their place, mountains of sawdust and chips wait neatly for collection. The transformation is total: from bulky, irregular logs to a resource that fuels power plants, builds furniture, and supports sustainable industry. The real power of the wood grinder is this: it doesn't just destroy, it creates. It creates value out of waste, energy out of residue, and order out of chaos. It's a reminder that with the right machines, even the heaviest problems of forestry can become solutions for the future. The machine rumbles forward, its heavy frame rolling confidently across uneven ground. At the front is not a bucket or a gravel, but a massive spinning disc lined with thick steel teeth, each one designed to rip, shred, and grind. This is a stump clearing wheel, one of the toughest attachments in forestry and land management. The operator lowers the disc onto a stump that has stood firm for decades. Hydraulics hiss. The wheel begins to rotate faster and faster until it's just a blur of steel. Then, with a sudden roar, the teeth bite into the wood. The first contact is explosive fibers tear, dirt flies, and the stump begins to surrender. In just seconds, what would take hours of manual labor is reduced to splinters and chips. Pass after pass, the wheel digs deeper. Roots that snake underground, holding the soil tight, are chewed apart with ruthless efficiency. Unlike traditional pulling methods, which strain machines and risk damaging equipment, this disc method breaks the stump into manageable fragments on the spot. The ground shakes with every rotation, a reminder of the sheer force at play. The operator carefully maneuvers the loader, pressing the weight of the machine down onto the stump. Each adjustment allows the disc to grind a new section, working through the wood layer by layer. Precision is just as important as power. Too shallow, and the roots remain; too deep, and the soil is unnecessarily disturbed. It's a balance that experienced operators master with skill. Soon, piles of shredded wood begin to gather around the worksite. These leftovers aren't wasted. They can be collected for biomass energy, mulched for landscaping, or simply left to decompose, returning nutrients back into the soil. What was once an obstacle has now become a useful resource. The real value of this stump clearing wheel is its speed. Entire fields that would take weeks to clear by hand can be made ready in just days. Whether for replanting, preparing farmland, or creating foundations for roads and construction, the machine makes what once seemed impossible routine. By the end of the process, the landscape is transformed. Where there were once massive stumps and tangled root systems, now there is clear, open ground. The forest or field is ready for its next stage, whether that means new growth or human development. The stump clearing wheel proves once again that when raw power meets precise engineering, Even the toughest jobs in forestry can be conquered quickly, cleanly, and efficiently.